So the most common story that goes with young women who are lured into sex trafficking is that they are usually young women who have low self-esteem. They are lonely, and so they go on the internet and they meet a man. And after a while, he convinces her to run away and to meet him.
The deterioration of the family home life is one of the big causes of all of this, okay? I think one of the biggest problems that causes that is a lack of people taking their family on like Saturdays and do a family thing together rather than have everybody scattered doing whatever somebody you don't even know is doing with them. And then come Sunday and everybody's too tired and they're all doing their own things again and neglecting church. And I believe that if you want your children to grow up right, then you can't have all the teaching done by the school system. You have to be a parent that is also a teacher as well.
Safety, love, belonging, those are going to be your goal as you're working with your children or potentially their friends.
Is that what these traffickers kind of promise these people?
And security, ironically.
Once she's solidly into trafficking, traffickers use many means to be able to keep her under control. Sex traffickers are experts at brainwashing. They're able to convince these young women that they are there by choice. Once they've been brainwashed, they often have ties to their traffickers, very similar to alcohol addiction or drug addiction. The average lifespan of a victim is somewhere between somewhere between 7 and 10 years.
We recently had a 24-year-old, and her developmentally she was 10. That's where she was stuck. And so you have to, it's hard because she's, she came in with over 150 hotel cards. With no recollection of ever being any of those places. Like JJ said, she came from a broken home. It was her own mother that had been trafficking her. And so she was state to state to state. By the time she got to us, she had no idea where she was. She had, very little belongings, the stuff that was in her purse. And so I think, psychologically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, developmentally, everything is affected with each. And like I said, it's different for everybody, but I feel like everything developmental wise is affected when someone's trafficked.
It is the second largest criminal enterprise behind narcotics at 150 billion per year industry. And the reason for that is because you can only sell a bag of cocaine once, but you can sell a child 5 or 6 times a day.
Who all is familiar with the Billy Quinn case out in Furnace County? Anybody? Bueller? Okay, you got a man who I believe at the time it started was late 50s maybe. Older man is able to entice a 15-year-old girl from another state to come down to Oxford, Nebraska and work at my restaurant, and gives her things, gives her I think a car or pickup to drive, and she has sex with him. That's the way it is. And he gives her, what'd you say? Security. She's coming from a bad, broken family, doesn't have a good life. Well, then he starts selling her to his friends. He was an influencer in the town. Everybody in town knew what he was doing. She's riding around in the truck with him everywhere.
So do you think
Billy Quinn was kind of a bully down there. He was a big deal down there. White people didn't report it.
so?
I think there was.
An individual stepping up and letting it be known would have helped her much sooner.
Yeah, and you know who stood up? She did.
Yes.
She reported it.
takes courage.